Everyone, welcome back to another video, and of course you can see the title of the video. This is a purge. Yes, you got to be honest with yourself from time to time that there's things on your shelf, unless you're a collector of, which I'm not. I'm a collector of fragrances that I want to wear, not just to collect, if that makes sense. People, and all to your own. Let's say, for example, the Hugo Boss bottle line, and if you're a collector, you want all the Hugo Boss bottled fragrances on your shelf, on display, but in reality you probably only like maybe 2 or 3 out of the dozen, something like that. To me, the rest is a waste of space, a waste of money, if you're not going to use it. That's me in my way of collecting. Fragrances, I collect fragrances that I enjoy. If I like them, but I put them on the shelf and I very rarely go for them, it's a sign that I don't like them as much as I thought. Well, there's some, I'll get rid of that later on, I'll think about it, and it's there for years, you know. But occasionally you've just got to have a purge and say, look, be honest with yourself, am I ever going to wear that again? And if it's probably not, out it goes. I can't collect. Well, I don't want to collect just for the sake of collecting. Like I say, I collect because I want to wear those ones. That's why they stay on the shelf. That's why they get rebought sometimes. All that sort of thing. So that's my way of collecting. If you like to just put stuff on the shelf, so you've got a collection of all the Dior Homs or something like that, that's fine. That's up to you. That's your way of collecting. But for me, if I've got all the Diors and I only use a third of them, to waste the time and money for me. I'm not a on-shelf collector, but there's nothing wrong with that. That's up to you. So I'm going to get into what I'm going to look at purging. I think there's one that I'm undecided on because I haven't tested that much, but what I have tested I wasn't too keen, so off and off. But the rest, I'm not getting into it. This one, an old school scent. I just don't wear it. It's pretty much in my collection just because it's rare and, you know, somewhat valuable, but I don't use it. You know, it's just sitting there, and it's about, I'd say, half full. So you know, it's got some value. So I might try and maybe pass it on to someone who wants it for sell it for a decent price. This one is from Givenchy, and it is Xeryus, and this is the old school bottle, the original type bottle, and it's the 100ml bottle, which is even rarer. I believe this might have been a tester because it's got the notes on the side, or whether it come like that I'm not sure, but normally not. It's a sticker. It's quite a well stuck on sticker. It's got a sticker on the side, so I'm assuming this was maybe one day it sat in a store somewhere as a tester, but it's maybe 40-50%, I would say about 50% full, so you've got like a 50ml here, and it's a nice scent. Yeah, old school, darker, I would say more like a Chypre, maybe, I'm not too sure. This one says amber, florals and woods. Yeah, floral, woody amber, grapefruit, cypress, and amber are the main notes. And it's got that old school, slightly powdery kind of vibe. It's nice, but I just don't reach for it. I like cleaner scents, you know, fresh, clean, aquatics, citrusy, soapy, all that kind of stuff more than anything else. I do have some darker scents, but they tend to be more amber focused or green, darker green stuff. But nice scent all the same, but it's one that's going to have to be removed. I don't know how I'm going to sell it because eBay, I don't think you're allowed to sell used stuff on eBay anymore. I'm assuming there's a work around it, but I don't want to push my luck, so I'll think about how I'm going to sell these on, or some of them might just be put in the bin, to be honest. Next up, similar thing, smells fine, It's old school. I don't wear it that much anymore. I don't really have any occasions to wear it. You know, it's nice. This one, Paul Louis. Again, just not wearing it. It's a nice old school way of doing a fresh herbal kind of scent. Really good, really nice. Be good for dress when you're dressed up a little bit, and that's probably where the issue comes in. I don't dress up at all. There's no reason for me to dress up or do anything like that. So it's a good scent, but I've had it a long time, and you can see I haven't really worn that much of it, and that's the reason. You know, it's got a bit more of a grown up, and not saying I'm not grown up, but you know what I mean, a more mature and dressed up kind of vibe to it to me, and that's just not me. I enjoyed it for the few times I've worn it. Well, about a dozen times I've worn it. But so next is this one. This is the one I'm half and half on. I haven't really tested it that much, but when I have tested it, I'm like, there's something in it that it comes off a little cheap and scratchy to my nose, and there's something in it that doesn't quite gel with me. But I want to test it maybe once or twice more, but I can't see me keeping this. And this is Ted Lapidus Poker Face. I was thinking of, again, like keeping it, because by the look of it, it might be starting to get a little rare. It just comes off, I don't know, it just comes off of me, and maybe it's me and my skin and my nose, but a bit scratchy, a bit cheap smelling. The blend's not quite right, maybe for my nose, and there's I don't know, there's something in it I'm not gelling with, so it might be one, it might not, that I'll keep, but I don't think I will. A really nice scent, but I don't reach for it. Now, I got another scent from this company, which I do reach for, but it's more in the autumn time. But this one from Search Little, and this is 5 o'clock Eau de Chambre. And as you can see, I have actually I have worn it, but I just don't reach for it anymore. My taste is just, again, gone back to simple times where it's just clean, simple, fresh, aquatic sort of citrusy stuff, you know, soapy, that kind of thing. This one, it's quite a bit of depth to it, you know. It's just ginger. It's got a nice overall sort of niche feel to it. Punch of ginger, of course, but I just don't reach for it anymore. I used to, but I don't know. Maybe my taste has changed. Well, I just want to. If it smells good, it smells clean, fresh, I'm happy. So next is one, just because I got something else that smells like it and smells a little better, to be honest. This is Draco Blue. This, because I haven't really worn that much of it, and the reason being, I didn't know that it smelled quite similar to this Hugo Boss. Can't remember what this one's called now. Anyway, as you can see, the blue's quite simple, similar, but they do have a very similar scent profile. They're both dominant sort of lavender with spices, and they both smell quite the same. This one smells a little more cheap and scratchy, as this one. It's got a little bit more of a better quality. This one does last longer and project a little better, but I like the quality of this one a bit more. It do smell very similar, so that's the only real reason. I don't really need two scents like this. It's quite a unique smell as well, so I've got to be in the mood for this type of scent. It's yeah, I've got to be in the mood for it. I like it, but I've got to be in the mood for it. It's one of those scents. It's not an easy grab for me. I've got to be wanting to wear it, and this is just the same thing, but this just smells a bit better quality. So that one's going. Well, obviously I'm keeping the Hugo Boss. Talking to Hugo Boss, I used to love this scent back in the day, many years ago. they have watered it down so much that when you put it on, you could hardly smell it. And it's not nose fatigue. I've tried putting it in the back of the head and on the back of the hand only, nothing on my chest where it could go nose blind or those are different things. And I've had it for a long time, so thinking, you know, it's going to mature in the bottle, and it's still very, very weak compared to how it used to be. And this is Hugo by Hugo Boss. Again, I used to love this. It used to be a lovely pine needle green, bit of citrus in there, little woody. It smelled like walking through a pine needle forest sort of kind of smell, with like an apple-ish kind of top to it. Really, really nice. It used to be one of my favourites from the Hugo Boss. Recent one with the Hugo printed on the bottle. To this day, I've had it a couple of years. Been sitting there, maturing. Put it on, can hardly smell it. Yeah, it's just been reformulated, and that's watered it down to the point where I can just about pick it up. And I've put it on and just put it on. I can only just about pick it up. It's like almost a skin stint straight away. So, and it doesn't quite smell as good as it used to be. When I do smell it, I can only just smell it, and it doesn't smell as good as it used to. It's a shame that sometimes reformulations, and sometimes there's nothing they can do about it, but sometimes reformulations just ruin scents, and there's been a few of those of late, of our old school scents. This one, another Drakkar, and this is Drakkar Intense. There's nothing intense about it. You put it on, again you can hardly smell it. It's just got a bit of a bland woody kind of smell to it. Nothing special. It doesn't say it doesn't do what it says on the bottle, you know. It's just cheap, generic sort of woody kind of smell. It's not very good. Big surprise on this one. Again, recent juice. Again, the same with excuse me. The same with this. I've had this next one a few years. I've tried to let it mature. I put it on. I smell next to nothing. Okay, and this one is Dior's Eau Sauvage. Oh, you have to excuse me. Eau Sauvage. Only about 2 years old, this juice, so it's a more modern reformulation, if you will. It doesn't smell. It hasn't got the same smell to it. It hasn't matured. I've tried using it, you know, many times. Got down the bottle, let it mature for years, still nothing. It just smells so watered down. And again, I've tried many different ways, not putting it like on my chest so it blows my nose out or anything like that. You know, I've tried everything, and it's just weak compared to what it used to be, unfortunately. Next is a good cheapie, but I don't wear it, and I cannot remember the name of it because I can't really tell. The writing's that blurred on the bottom and stuff and small. But this one, it's alright. It's got a freshness to it, with a sort of like a subtle leathery kind of suede leather, dry down, but fresh, a fresher, cleaner kind of scent. But I don't reach for it. Honestly, it doesn't smell cheap and nasty like some of them, scratchy like some of them. But I don't wear it. I've had it a few years, and that's how much has gone. I just don't reach for it. And yet there's others I've had a couple of months and the half bottle's gone. It says a lot. So that's going to go. Don't really use that at all. And last is one that's going, and it is one from Yves Saint Laurent. I've got the box here. This is the Opium. Now I've had this for years, and that's how much I've gone for it. I find it a little, it's a nice scent, don't get me wrong, but I find it a little bit too old school, old manish for me. Well, no, not so much. It's more a bit. It's a bit stuffy for me. Yeah, some fragrance can just come across a little too stuffy, a bit too cloying. It brings you down a little bit. Sits on your shoulder, feels heavy, kind of scent. No matter how much I put of it on, that's how it sort of comes across on me, on my skin. And like I say, I've had this for years. I don't know what kind of batch this is. I mean, I've probably had it 4 or 5 years, maybe longer, and I've hardly touched it, as you can tell. So that's the reason. I've hardly touched it in all the time that I've ever had it. So that one is going, and again, it might be a nice scent to the nose, but if you don't go for it, there's obviously a reason. I just enjoy other scents more, so that's what it is. So that's it. That is my fragrance purge. Let me know in the comment section if any of these that you don't like, or you're in the same sort of realm, or that's been on the shelf for years. I don't reach for it. Is there anything like that in your collection that you're thinking of maybe doing a purge of or getting rid of? And if you're a content creator, link me in it. If I'm not subscribed to you, link me in to it if you do a purge video, because I always like to enjoy to watch those, to see how people's tastes change, and or even just their taste in general, what they like or don't like. I've always been interested in other people's the way their noses and their taste. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Any comments, leave them in the comment section. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Would help me out. And I'll see you again soon on the next one.